Thank you again for tuning in to Midwest Coaster fans. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, bringing you breaking news on Indiana Beach. This is Chris for Midwest Coaster fans. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I want to thank you guys again for the support you guys given on our last video. This video is a little more detailed. We have more information regarding everything. We want to start off first by saying that we hope that a buyer comes forward and buys Indiana Beach, because we hate to see another small park disappear in the United States of America. But we do have good news. We do know that the city of Monticello, the county, and Apex are working together to try to find a prospective buyer. So we do know that much. However, the news that we reported on Friday regarding Fun Spot possibly buying the park, we know for certain from an anonymous source that Steel Hog was looked at as maybe a potential ride getting added to one of the Fun Spot parks. I imagine it's either going to be in Orlando or Kissimmee, but from what we understand, the owner of Fun Spot is not interested in buying the park. So that rumor is expelled. So we do know for certain that that owner is not interested, like I said, in the park. So Fun Spot is out of the equation of prospective buyers for Indiana Beach. And that's unfortunate, but at the same time, because Apex and the county, the White County, which is the county that Indiana Beach is located in, and the city of Monticello are working together to try to find a buyer for it. There was also rumors that Apex might have been behind on their taxes and other things of that nature. Public record, and you'll see that here in a second, public record is showing that everything is up to date on their taxes. So that is not a true rumor. They aren't behind on any of their bills. I think it was just one of those financial decisions that Apex had, and they decided to drop the Boomers locations in Texas. I think there was one in Houston, Fantasy Island, and Indiana Beach, but they are keeping the other locations open. What the big news is on Indiana Beach right now is that there's a bunch of angry season pass holders that paid for the season passes for the 2020 season, and now they're trying to figure out why Apex isn't returning their calls or messages regarding getting a refund on this. Now, we're hoping that they come to an agreement and give these people refunds, because that's nothing you want to have as a bad taste left in people's mouths because they can't utilize a season pass. Because guess what? If Apex does not find a buyer, then these people are left with basically a piece of plastic that they can never use, which is going to bring about a massive lawsuit probably, and then Apex is going to have to issue them all a certain dollar amount for the season passes. And since they're valued at a lot higher than they probably paid for them, I imagine those people would get whatever the valuation is on those season passes. It's very unfortunate. Like I stated before, there's a lot of businesses that depend on Indiana Beach to be open. Then you also have the campground that's located across the street. You just have a variety of different places that depend on Indiana Beach to be open in the summer. Now, Monticello does have Lake Schaefer and Lake Freeman, and there are people that do not visit Indiana Beach that go there. But usually Indiana Beach was, in the past was kind of like the staple of Monticello. So if that closes, people will go to the lake and things of that nature, but a lot of out-of-towner visitors from like across the country and stuff like that are probably going to cease. A lot of the people that own lake houses or boat on that lake are either from Indianapolis or Chicago. But hopefully, with everything going on with the county and the city and Apex working together to find a prospective buyer, we find one, because we do know for certain that the real estate market out in Monticello and White County is kind of eyeballing the property too for development. And we would hate to see a park like Indiana Beach go away to the wayside. 94 years it's been around. Now, if for some reason the Apex decides to sell a couple rides and a couple roller coasters, such as Steel Hog, then obviously the next owners that come in there are going to not be paying as much as whatever the valuation is. Now, I was not able to find a valuation on Indiana Beach, even with the tax records. The only thing I could for certain say is whatever was presented on those tax records that you just saw, showing that they just made a tax payment in the fall, and that Apex is all caught up to date on their taxes at this current time. Now, Indiana, I don't know if this works the same for businesses, but Indiana pays a year behind on taxes. So Apex is still going to have taxes due in 2020 for the 2019 season, from what I understand. But that's all the news coming out of, what we know with what's going on with the park. Please be sure to sign that petition for change.org. The link's in the description below. Also, in case you guys were wondering, you could also, there's an event happening at noon on Saturday. The information's on our event page on Facebook, so definitely check that out as well. And with that being said, this is Chris signing off for Midwest Coaster Fans. Until next time, thank you again for watching the video and supporting us here on YouTube.